My fifth husband, Fred, started hypnotizing me for smoking addiction therapy. Fred got the idea when we'd been married for 1 year, together for 2, and we were on that downward slide where we'd start taking each other for granted. If you're only 33 and are on your 5th marriage like me, you know how this works. How long you can look forward to passion. We still liked each other, don't get me wrong, but I could see the signs. Perhaps the most essential components to any successful relationship are honesty and trust. And while this may seem to be an easy task, others have difficulty employing these characteristics. Leslie is one of these people. She's on husband number 5 and is working as hard as she can to trust him and his optimism. But when the task becomes too overwhelming, she resorts to an alternate form of therapy, one that just might make her 5th time a charm. Mesmerize Me by Chris Allen Miller. Fred got into hypnotism because he saw a Fox special on it. Some man walking around the city getting people to cluck like chickens or drink milk when they absolutely hated drinking milk. I said he should have been using his influence for good, and he said to me, his eyes on the TV, some people do it for good. Cure addictions like smoking. And he said that last part at me. I've been smoking for years. A pack a day, depending on the rain, my period, and the moon. 2 weeks after the Fox special, I let Fred give hypnosis a shot. Now you've got to be very relaxed. Focus your eyes on the watch. See how it moves back and forth. But I just started laughing, and Fred's feelings got hurt, and he stormed out and said, you know what, fine. If you want your lungs to fill with tar and to choke the life out of your heart, then that is just fine with me. Of course, the hypnotism escalated. At first, he'd be telling me how awful cigarettes were for me, that I wanted to stop and that I could stop, but the next day, I would smoke 1 or 2 around him and several when he wasn't around. As far as Fred knew, the hypnotism was working. And it gave him an edge I liked. A small measure of confidence. But when Fred came home and said he no longer had a job, I didn't do the right thing. I got fired. Why? Wayne said my mind isn't on the job anymore. What do you mean your mind isn't on the job? You call someone, try to sell them the product of the week. You don't need your mind to do that. You have a script. I'm sorry. Oh, boo-hoo. You know what? I'm sorry too. When my first husband, Max, lost his job and couldn't find another, that's when the pettiness between us really blossomed. Dreams failing left and right. You know, bad things come in the mail. It was a notice from our mortgage company. Our payment had been way late and the next one would be missed too, and the letter hinted that something bad would happen if we didn't pay right away. What I wanted to say to Fred was, just explain. Tell them that you lost your job. Tell them that you got another. Ask them if there's some sort of plane we can get on. But instead I said, just explain, Fred. Or why don't you tell the person that she's getting very, very sleepy, Fred, and to tell her to just wait, and that there's no need to send a lawyer over after all because we're going to win the lottery. Why don't you tell her that? Fred, it's okay, it's fine. Oh, we'll have a garage sale. We'll sell everything. Everything goes. It'll be fun, and it'll work. Then I realized what his major flaw was. He was an optimist, an all-out believer in something better, that good things will come, and maybe that's why I was with him. Look, Leslie, you make me want to have this house, and you make me want to risk it all. I want to sell our house to start a career in hypnosis. I can help people, like you said. You want to sell our house, too? We're about to sell everything to keep our home, and now you want to sell it. You and your stupid pocket watch! You need to go beg for your real job back, because if you don't, you will fail. And then we won't have anything. You will fail, Fred. You've got to know that. And I was considering telling him right then and there that I had been faking it all along. But all I could say to his back as he was walking out of the room was, "We'll fail too, Fred." A day went by too, and we didn't talk to each other. I didn't want us to end. Fred was an optimist, and that's why I was with him. So I said to him, "I'm sorry." Me too. We were happy together for a while. Fred didn't bring up selling our house again, and I was thankful every day he didn't. But when he did do it again, he did it on the sly. I was under hypnosis, and he commanded me, "Leslie, you will believe in me, and you will sell the house. Tell me that you will sell the house." "I will sell the house. Tell me that you believe in me." "Sure, baby, I'll believe in you." And then he twisted away. Maybe it was my tone that set him off, but I knew what he was thinking. Maybe she's been faking it all along. He left the room and then came back with a thick sewing needle and a lighter. He sterilized the needle in the lighter's flame and placed it between my forefinger and thumb. "Take this needle. Slowly poke it into the palm of your hand. It won't hurt you. You won't feel a thing." I hesitated, then did as he said. The point hit the skin, created an indentation, and then broke through. And as I was sliding the steel into my palms, I was screaming on the inside, but I had to keep my face passive and my eyes calm. He left after that, and all I could think of was Max leaving me, Steve kicking me out, Gus and his jokes, Richard and his cops, and Fred and his needle. Came back after a little while, sobbing with his head in his hands, and all I could do was just stand there. Because I had to maintain the hypnotized position. And my God, that's what hurt the most. Not being able to go to him. Later, I tell him that we can sell the house. I tell him that I love him and that I trust him and that we'll give it a shot. And the thing is, when I'm under, I believe what I'm saying because I'm free. What will happen is that Fred will start a career of hypnosis from the sale of our home. He will find clients who are willing and able to go under. He will hypnotize them and it'll work. As for me, I will continue to take my smoking breaks out behind our home and shower them off. And Fred will keep mesmerizing me because it's working. I'm only smoking once a day. I've cut way back.